All right, welcome back into groundwater. So I want you to start off after you've done the reading, which I already explained in the instructions, with this. It's a short little video talking about the amount of water on Earth. Definitely something that I want you to keep in mind. We talk a lot about like environmental issues and things that are important, and the amount of drinking water available, safe drinking water available to people is an issue even within our country. You don't have to look far to find news of unsafe drinking conditions or unsafe water conditions. Just a quick kind of like how groundwater works. We talked about the water cycle. You talked about water hits the ground, runs off. Now we're following the other path. So it hits the ground and it will actually, the precipitation will trickle down into the ground and become groundwater. Now, in our aquifers, which is like where we store a lot of our water, and we don't store it, the earth stores it for us, that water is like thousands of years old. It's extremely deep underground, and it's been held there for a long time. The reason that water can go through the ground is because of porosity. Porosity is how much space you have in between the rocks, the sand, the clay, like whatever is underground. That porosity is how much space is in between there. And the more space we have in between there, the higher the ability for water to be able to flow. So we call that permeability. So they're both really closely related. We have porosity, which is the size of the pores. Permeability is the ability for water to permeate through a substance. So you can see here we have like large grains. It's going to have large pore space, high permeability. We have little grains, but they're well sorted. So lower pore space, low permeability. And then here we have these unsorted grains where like the little grains even get in between them. So this is going to be our lowest porosity and permeability there. This is an awesome quick little explanation of how groundwater doesn't just move down, it also moves up, and how it can move in between different pores, how it moves when it hits a non-porous surface. So watch it. So like I just said, the water can move two ways. We have gravitational water, which means that the water is moving down, which makes sense. Gravity brings things down. But what's cool about water, water is cohesive and adhesive. It's cohesive, meaning it can stick to itself, and it's also adhesive, meaning it can stick to other things. So if you've ever like taken a glass and you like overfill it with water, I don't know why I used to like to do this when I was a kid, but like add those like keep adding the drops and get like the dome on the top. That is because water is cohesive and adhesive, so it sticks to itself. Straws work because water is cohesive and adhesive. As you suck up, you reduce the air pressure, and that water will actually climb up. That's how capillary action works. Capillary action is obviously super important in trees. They're bringing water up through the soil, so those trees are actually pulling groundwater up through the soil. So it can be moving up, it can be moving sideways. It's not always going down. So lots of fun little demonstrations that you can do with capillary action. If we were in school, we would be making this. Super easy setup. If you have younger siblings, or you're just bored, or you just feel like playing, you need 6 or 7 cups. I have to kind of think through the setup. And you're just going to put like your primary colors in, and then you're going to put a paper towel, kind of just fold it in half so that that water can move. Paper towels will actually draw water up. That's why we use them to clean up spills. That's why they're the perfect picker-upper. So that water will actually capillary through a paper towel and will move. And water wants to find its equilibrium. So you're going to have like higher waters, and then the next day you should see that they should start to level out because they want to get to all the same height. So this is fun. It takes about a day. I've done it several times. I actually was trying to find an actual picture from when I'd done it in my classroom, and there's probably one on Instagram somewhere. I should look there. Other fun thing you could do if you want to do an optional lab. Now, I know I'm not telling you to go to the grocery store and go buy flowers, because you shouldn't go to the grocery store. Grocery stores are gross. Just right now. I had done this for my mom for Mother's Day a few years ago, where I bought white roses and then I put them in different colors, and this is how they turn out. It was really fun. We did last year in class, like little mini roses. We did carnations. Now I love daisies, and I have tons of daisies around my house. So I'm going to give this a try with daisies to see if it works. If you have some white flowers around, you can try it. The other really easy thing to do it with is celery. Celery pulls a ton of water up. I've been doing like Misfit it's called something about like misfit food. And it's all this produce, and every week they send me celery. I don't know what to do with all this celery, so maybe I'll dye some celery for you. So here's just kind of the directions on your optional lab of things you would need. You don't have to do this. It's just fun. It's an easy thing, especially if it's nice outside. Do it outside. If you have younger siblings, awesome way to amuse them because it's neat and you'll look like you're doing magic. If you do that, please put a picture in the discussion page for a few extra points. That is in Schoology. I'll link that there in a bit, but you can find it right in Schoology. So I'm going to pause here. I'm going to give you a minute if you want to go do the lab. If you're going to go back and watch any of the videos, I'm going to stop here. I will meet you again at Springs.